Olá, pessoal. Aqui é o Joe do My Geek Scene. Estou aqui com a atriz e mestre do boob Carolina Ravassa. Carolina, tudo bem com você?
Tudo bem, muito bom o seu português.
And that is about the extent of my Portuguese.
I figured, I said, I am well, and your Portuguese is good.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I'll have to shout out to my coworker Lizzie for helping me with that.
Oh, that's awesome. Super cool.
You studied at the Theater of the Oppressed. What did you take away from your time at the Theater of Oppressed?
Wow, that's a really big question with a possibly eternal answer. But I think one of the wonderful things about doing that theater was that I got to see how sometimes as humans we feel powerless because we can't help another group of humans on a large scale. Like I lived in Brazil and I did theater with prisoners, and I kept thinking, how can we really help these people in prison? I'm just a student here. But doing the exercises we did with them, the theater things we did with them, we got to create little changes on a personal level that I hope helped the people there dealing with their crises in the prison to move forward in the future, because they're not getting out of prison anytime soon, but they do need some sort of peace of mind and a way to move forward in life emotionally. So I think that the work was really wonderful because you get to see firsthand how you're affecting human beings on a small scale and how they can turn that into something bigger for themselves, instead of just saying, I'm going to change a law about prison, because I don't have that power. But being able to help people person to person is really magical. So I think that's what I learned.
Okay, it seemed like that also tied into your that little comedic short, the ICE PSA as well.
Oh, yeah. That was written by a friend, so it wasn't me. But I do think that, if we can bring awareness to certain issues with ICE and immigration, and how they're mistreating immigrants that are just trying to literally save themselves and their family from a very dangerous situation back home, I think it's just bringing light to all these things, hopefully in a comedic way, so that people are more aware of them.
Yeah, for sure. From what I understand, during your time in Brazil, you wanted to learn capoeira. Is that correct?
Yes. I studied capoeira for 6 months there.
Oh, no kidding. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Did you also try Brazilian jiu-jitsu as well?
I did not. Nope. I just capoeira, and I tried Afro Brazilian dance.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um, no, that's cool. I wish I would have found that out of it, and I would have done research into Afro Brazilian dance. But
Don't worry. It's just literally how African dance influences Brazilian dance, and it's a merge of the two, and it's really beautiful and fascinating. And I just took classes once a week because it was really fun. I wasn't very good, but it's really, really fun. So, yeah.
okay, I wanted to talk about your film Havana Darkness. Was that your first horror film?
That was my first horror feature film. I had done a short film before, and then so yes, this was my first horror feature film.
Was there anything that you watched to prepare yourself for being scared out of your mind? I mean, yes, I know you're an actress. That's what you do. But was there anything to help you get into that mindset, especially like when you were strapped to a table?
No, I think that those situations were just so real and scary in and of themselves. Like if I was really in that situation, I would be so scared that for those particular ones, I didn't do research, because I think you just need to find something inside of you that makes you scared of that, and that's what works. So luckily, the sets were so amazing, and the masks that these guys used were so good that it was just really easy to live in the moment, and act as if maybe Carolina would in that situation too.
I mean, when I was watching that, honestly, I thought there was going to be a twist where Carlos, the character, was going to be in on it the whole time, but
Whoa. Oh, that would have been so effed up. Imagine our good friend.
well, because I thought maybe he would have just been so entrenched into the Hemingway thing that he just somehow got pulled into it.
I mean, yeah, that would have been a great twist. Darn. Well, that didn't happen.
No. And oddly enough, at the end of the film, when the creepy dude was telling your character Karen then telling her to relax because if he wanted her dead, she would be. Honestly, like for some reason, I thought of I couldn't help but think of Sombra's line of "Relajate, I'm not going to kill you." That's what popped in
Yep.
my mind when I was watching that. You know, I mean, I've never
Yep.
played Overwatch, but I've listened to quite a few lines and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Relájate. I'm not going to kill you.
I know that you've worked with Reggie Watts. You worked
Yep.
with him on Brasilia, City of the Future, but you also did a short called Multi Lingo, where you kept switching from English to Spanish to Portuguese. What was the story behind that little short?
To Portuguese to Italian.
Oh,
We
was
did
it to
4
Italian?
languages.
Oh, my
Yeah.
fault.
No, it's funny. I met Reggie in New York, and we got to talking, and he said, asked where I was from, and I said Colombia, but I'd also lived in Brazil. And then he was like, "Oh my gosh, so you speak a few languages?" And I said, "Yes." He goes, "This is perfect. I've been wanting to do a little short where somebody speaks a bunch of languages and we edit them all together, and then they sound like one crazy language." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, let's do it." So it was really fun to get to work on that with him. He got the monologue from a friend who we give credit to in the film. I can't remember his name right now. I'm sorry. And I did the editing, not the editing, the translating with help from some friends, because my Italian is not perfect, so I wanted the wording to be great. And then we just shot it, and he found an editor who spoke all those languages plus French. So we were really lucky because, to make it a cohesive thing that if you speak all 4 languages, you could possibly understand it. And so we got to edit that together, which was really fun.
Okay, so what is it about salsa dancing that draws you to it?
Wow. Well, it's the music of my city where I grew up in Colombia. Cali has very strong roots in salsa since the 70s, and we almost even have our own way of dancing there, which is double time, and it's a lot faster than most places. It's I wish I danced as well as a lot of the pros in my city. I have no idea how they do that, but I think the music is just so joyous and vivacious, and well, it just makes you want to dance. That's what I feel. Growing up, I just loved listening to it, and I couldn't sit still. So I think that it just brings me a lot of happiness when I dance it. And um, I don't know, dancing's a lot of fun, and this one connects me with my roots. So I'm pausing a lot, but it's because I'm trying to think of the best way to express it. I think it just brings me extreme joy. That's what it is.
No, I mean, it's completely fine. I mean, obviously, it's near and dear to you. That's how it is. That's how I feel with like music. I connect with the music on an emotional level. If I can connect with the lyrics, that's an added bonus. But like music, when it
Right.
speaks to me, and I get, like when you get the shivers, like, oh, this is a great song, and you're getting goosebumps and stuff just from the music alone. I think that's fantastic.
Yep.
All right. Well, speaking of music that makes you want to dance, since I'm tying this into Hispanglosaxon, since Freddie Mercury is watching over Clementine for the Hispanglosaxon Agency, do you have any
Yeah.
favorite songs by Queen?
Oh my gosh. The one I think I listen to the most and gives me a lot of energy is "Don't Stop Me Now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball." Which is actually one of the ones that I think Clem sings in one of the episodes.
Yes.
I like all of their big hits. I love "Somebody to Love." I love "Bohemian Rhapsody." "We Will Rock You." I mean, there's so many. And yeah, and Clem is just obsessed. I still have my little candle. My Freddie Mercury candle.
Yeah, that's what clued me in on that. I was like, oh, I can talk to her about Queen.
Absolutely.
I love Killer Queen by Queen. That's a great
Oh my
song.
gosh, yes, that one too. You see, there's so many. I don't think there's one that I think, oh, I don't like that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Queen
Yeah.
has put out like either a terrible album or a terrible song. Now that I think about it.
Right. They're just so good.
So, as we're winding down, I wanted to talk to you about I haven't been able to see it. All I saw was a trailer for it. What can you tell me about Night Watch?
Oh, it's a short film that I shot with Bex Taylor Klaus. She's a really great actress. She's on a bunch of TV shows right now. It's more of a suspense type of thriller thing. I think the idea is that they want to turn it into a feature. And let me think. I'm trying to think of what's the best thing to tell you about it.
It seems like it has like either a sci-fi or paranormal not hint, but feeling to it.
Yes. Aaron Jacob, our director, loves the paranormal stuff, and so it's like there could essentially be aliens, spottings of aliens we don't know, and according to the story, my husband was doing research on this, and he has recently passed. And Bex plays his assistant at the college doing the research with him. So I find all this paperwork, and I'm trying to figure out what the heck happened. So I need to go to her to understand it. But she starts getting affected by this, and so we don't know what it is. But I have mixed feelings about her because she might have been having an emotional affair with my husband. So there's a lot going on because I need to basically save her to find out what happened to my husband. But at the same time, I'm kind of really emotionally distraught at finding out all this information. So a lot's happening, and it's just the short. So hopefully in the future, everything will get more fleshed out.
Okay. And recently you had a successful fundraiser where you ended up getting the side shave. Could you tell us about that?
Yes, I had been thinking about getting the side shave for a while, but sometimes we think as actors, oh, I can't do this because then it's going to limit my acting roles, or having normal hair is easier for roles. And finally, I was just like, I think I want to do this. And a friend, Erica Ishii, who has a side shave, says she's done a lot of fundraisers where the followers who love her and maybe her hair or want to see the side shave would donate to see it done. And so I thought, hey, let's do an experiment. And I just put out a video saying, how much would you donate if I got the side shave? And the response was actually really positive. And so I thought, oh my gosh, this is really worth checking it out. So I got the side shave after a bunch of people donated. And if you didn't want to donate, that was fine too. It wasn't like you had to donate so that I would get the side shave, but it was a really fun thing to do that was incredibly successful. So we'll get to donate over $10,000 to this school. And right now we're at 12,800, I believe, which is really exciting. And I'll get to give that money to a little school in Cali, Colombia, where I grew up, that my family's been involved with since I was born, basically, since the 60s. I was not born in the 60s, but they've been helping out since the 60s. So it's been part of my life growing up. And I'll go home at Christmas and get to give them that money, which is incredibly helpful because $12,000 in pesos is just so much money. So it's really, really special.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I'd have to ask the final three questions of this interview. What's new that you would like to talk about that you are allowed to promote?
That I'm allowed to promote. Well, I've been working on a cartoon series called Victor and Valentino, and it's on Cartoon Network Saturday mornings at 9. You can also watch it online. It's a really, really fun series about two little Mexican dudes who go into adventures in magical worlds. And I voice just a ton of characters that they bump into along the way. And it's been really fun because I've gotten to voice very different characters. So that's a really fun one. And let's see, there's other cartoon stuff that I can't talk about yet because they've not come out, or video games. But currently I'm just auditioning for film and TV stuff and doing conventions. I'm going to go to Colombia tomorrow to see people in Bogota for a con, and then Chile at the end of October, which is really exciting. I've never been to Chile. And what else? That's about it for now. I guess I'm always putting stuff up on my YouTube channel on Hispanglosaxon. Hopefully I'll bump into some of the other Overwatch actors soon-ish to do videos with them. I think I still need to get Sigma and Baptiste, so we shall see.
Okay. And if people wanted to follow you online, where could they find you?
My Instagram is just my last name, Ravassa. My Twitter is Carolina Ravassa. And my YouTube channel is Hispanglosaxon, which is my web series. That's my YouTube channel is a hodgepodge of Overwatch and my web series, so you can find a bunch of different videos there. But I'm really proud of my characters. So if you feel like going down a little comedy tunnel, you can watch about 4-minute sketches that I've done mostly by myself, but with some other Overwatch actors as well for season 3. And that's that.
Okay. And final question, what would you like to say to all your fans throughout the years?
Oh my gosh, I am incredibly honored that you follow me and that you love Sombra and the crazy stuff I do with Anjali on the interwebs. And thank you for all your support and your fun fan art and gifs and memes. I learned so much about the game through the gamers. And I hope we continue many years of this relationship. I'll keep posting fun stuff, hopefully, to keep y'all's entertained. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
All right.
Oh, and apagando las luces.
Well, folks, this is Joe from My Geek Scene with Carolina Ravassa. Take it easy.
Woohoo!